with another live stream. Never forget to celebrate, folks. I know I'm over here celebrating. As you too should. Okay. We're talking self-care Sunday, yes, but here's the sitch. Long story short, I just got heavy indicator uh that we were talking some messy evil eye-ish going on. Long story short, I don't even want to get into why. So, what I will do is get into what and who, right? Real quick, because that's crazy. Yeah, somebody needs to do or I'm hearing perform a hex breaking ritual, and this could be from a fire sign. If you've been like forgetting stuff and fumbling over, see, I gotta be mindful because you know what? It's retrograde, right? I want to say it like that because it's not even just Mercury. But and today right now, you guys be mindful, there's heavy portal vibes. Okay, so really keep your wits about you. All right, because nothing about what's going on right now has to mean anything mal or bad or unpleasant for you, to be clear. All right, so if people, places, and things are suggesting that that's actually not the case, that's the falsity right now. Okay, so I do want to be mindful. Let me see how I can tap into this a little bit differently real quick so that the streamlines who we're talking about. I don't want to just put words out there and people catch them and do something else with them that is not the intention. So, especially with that energy around, yeah. I mean, long story short, this is justice coming your way and this is truth, right? This is probably why the evil eye, okay? Um, you could already know you're being watched, like online and or otherwise. Love and light, eat me, love and light, Kiki Law. Um, so this Page of Swords does talk about like things like ideas and inspiration, mental agility, right? And I'm looking at this card. It says trickster spirit. Sudden loss of memory, things end up missing, right? It's giving like you could have been thinking you're on the bad side of karma right now, like maybe you were even like trying to low-key fear like all of the astrological and earth resonance related type stuff, but really you're like, as far as like spiritually and karma, sitting pretty right now. I'm not saying that like you're literally eating boxes of chocolates while smelling dozens of bushels of flowers, right? All I'm saying is, long story short, there's some delusion energy, there's some evil eye. You're being guided to cleanse, protect yourself online and of course otherwise. Okay. There is some key indicator about forgiveness and all of this. Like, it's like, okay, here's like the grade A asshole, and they're doing all these like you said, eat me psychopath and like narcissistic type things. But go on ahead and forgive them, and it sounds like insanity. It sounds like they're getting away with ish. That's not the case. You are to free yourself immediately, so that karma really is, because it's given tick 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 tick, and you need to sever, clear, cleanse, remove, be grateful. Okay, and do you, all right? Whoever this is, let me see. I didn't anticipate going into this energy, but I got word to do a little something something. And I'm just saying, you guys, usually you don't see me with the sage because I can't get it to burn. Okay, the sage was pretty lit. I mean, I'm sure it's supposed to smoke more than that, but and to be clear, it's not the type of sage. It's not the particular stick of sage. I'm so serious. Okay, this could be having to do with a mature woman. All right, somebody who's got gray hairs. This is kind of giving like cat lady vibes too. I don't know why. This could be some significance to pearls. light or green eyes. Okay, maybe this is somebody that really understands that you're having a glow up, like they're comparing. It's like, ooh, honey, don't do that, right? Like you're bossing up, you've got abundance spiritually at least here, okay, which trumps any of this you see in the card, but includes this. Yeah, I guess it makes sense they get jealous, but anyhow, this person could be part and parcel of a third party sitch. This could be somebody connected to even a past lover who was abusive. Someone who maybe even tried to come back around, or you know is going to try to come back around. And we're talking, you know, the bippity boppity is just redonkulous here, okay? You're being guided to sage as well. I guess that's part of the synchronicity I experienced, because I too was guided. And it was like, whoa, what do you mean that we're talking, like, Fire Island right now? Like, what are you, you know, like on so many respects. Yeah, this person is a jealous hater. This person is a karmic feminine energy. This person is a Jezebel spirit, and you remain glowing up, okay? Maybe you got everything, the bag and stuff to put in it, but a partner, okay? And that's because this person, you know, instead of, you know, healing and living their life, they were doing all of this. This could be connected to your divine masculine, okay? Your divine masculine could be kind of worried at this point that you're on this type of time, but no, you're just, you know, living karmically free, right? Forgiving and glowing up, all right? The situation with the divine masculine I'm getting is they could have actually given a false narrative about dynamics of your dealings with them, okay? Of course, this is for somebody who knows their divine masculine at this point, right? You'd have to. But this person, getting back to this mature female, not good, no bueno, okay? Mentally, emotionally unstable, because knows cannot destiny swap. You are that bitch, right? Divine feminine, in the most highest sense of that word, phraseology, and mentality, to be clear. All right. Love and light, Osiris. Love and light, Devin. Happy Sunday, you guys. Oh my gosh, eat me. Well, here's the sitch. Anyways, getting back to the freaking energy, you gotta cut the cords, okay? Do the hex breaking ritual. It doesn't even have to be anything grandiose. It doesn't have to be done by a witch doctor. It's really about like an intent, okay? Here's the sitch though. If you're fearing, like, oh, I probably don't have enough spiritual ranking in this, you know, then go to somebody, okay? If that's what gets you there to believe that you can move on. Things can be broken off of you. You can sever ties, okay? Either way, you gotta do it. It's like how we sometimes say on the channel, if you gotta do it scared, right? Just get it done, all right? So that you move on, because you're not here for this. This kind of dummy prize is life ending, usually, and in more than one way, right? I know you were talking about just the meat suit, but there's so much more to you and your existence and your power and your purpose than just your physical capabilities. I hope you already knew that, but for those that didn't, right, welcome. Now that you know, what will you do? How will you talk? How will you think? How will you live? How will you love? How will you raise the standard and the boundary? How will you forgive to free yourself, to go higher about it all? Because the choice is yours, right? It's okay if you don't know the answer to all the hows, right? Just be willing to align. How about that? Okay. Yeah, you are getting ready for a treat, wherever that divine feminine is. This could be actually a soulmate. Either way, real love is coming to you, but please don't give up. All right. With that faith card, obviously that's coming out to keep you encouraged. Much love and light to you. I get that on a personal note. So please don't think I don't. And again, forgive me, was not planning to get into, okay, so this is, all right, so the ancestors, your ancestors, for those resonating with that, want you to know they're not only kicking the ass of this op, but they brought the message. Okay, so maybe you were asking them, maybe you were asking God for someone to tell you, kind of thing, right? Maybe there was just a request for confirmation of all of this so that you didn't feel crazy, right? And there it is. Okay. For some of you, a child or children could be involved. All right. But the situation is, again, going back to that justice, it stands. Okay. That would be inclusive of your bambinas, right? Your children, your kids. All right. Whether in spirit or otherwise. Okay. Some of y'all got spirit babies too, of course. You're part of that 144. All right. Bell has rung, you guys, since it got all into that. Whew. Clear your energies, though. Clear your space. Clear your mind. All right. Because I'm telling you, you're being watched. All right. So that's not a doom and gloom message. It's just a message of clarity, confirmation, and education, which, I mean, is power. So there's that. All right. So you guys, no pressure on the questions, right? Um, we can just keep it moving. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I was like, wait, what? I put the wrong. I put the deck in the wrong place. Hold on. I was like, how in the world? Okay. Cause wait, where? I'm tripping. Hold on, you guys. I will figure that out later. Cause I'm like, I'm not feeling the place where it was, and that won't fit in there. That's insanity. Hold on, let's put this back before we. It's kind of freaking me out though. Cause was it here? Is that why? Hold on. All right, maybe I just is that it? I don't know. Hold on. I don't want to hurt it. All right. I will release. You know what? That's a synchronicity for today's message. That's part of it. Release. We got to talk about. Okay, let's see. Osiris. Shouldn't the question be, should Stephen Paez come back to reconcile with you, Osiris? But we'll see. Let's see if he's going to try it. Should he? Should he, though? A lot of people try stuff, right? Should they, though? But shoot. Ooh, we got a no come out. All right. So let's see what else flipped around. I see the pull on this because it's a soulmate of sorts, right? But even as far as like checking your social media and stuff, it's a no, right? Here's the sitch. In spite of this being a soulmate, it's not all necessarily an indicator that this person was like a great match for you as far as like out of all that exists, right? And I get it, maybe there's ties, like maybe there's children, maybe there's just even memories can be enough to want to be like, okay, I'm just really holding on to this. But really, if that's the experience you want, then you would continue to hold on, then you would continue to kind of hold your breath kind of thing. But the divine wants you to know that on the other side of healing is wish fulfillment, whether this person or not. Would it be wish fulfillment with this person? Divine timing would definitely be part of that process, okay? But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, well, with all of this major arcana coming out in a very affirmative yes, stands to reason over time, again, on the other side of some healing, there is justice and a new beginning for you too. But in the meantime, you're in charge of this. You want that? You know what? You want to be all up in your head. You want to not sleep so well. You want to cry and you know. And I'm not saying you should never cry. Crying is cleansing. It's part of the experience. It's necessary. Even the ugly cries, right? But to stay here because you don't know when this is coming in, because it is on the other side of divine timing. Look at that divine breakthrough assistant type of hand out of the sky. It's giving miracle vibes, maybe not overnight success vibes, right? But the justice stands. In the meantime, in spite of knowing the justice stands, are you just going to lay there in your bed like that and just walk around needing extra coffee and feeling all conflicted and downtrodden and like nobody loves you and that you don't have this justice? Because, that's, you could if you want to do all of that. You shouldn't. You should just do you. right? And take the justice for what it is. Because again, worst case scenario would be it's not with this person. And so what of it? You still have justice. You still very much have beautiful experiences and love up ahead on the other side of some healing. Okay. So, I don't know what all you got going on. You might want to book a session. If you can't book a session, you know what you got going on. If you don't know what you got going on, you got to ask yourself those tough questions and begin to heal out of what you find when you face yourself. Okay. As you do that, you're compelling this person, since they're so tied to you spiritually, to do the same. But you can't do it with your words. You've got to lead by example at this. Okay. It's often what divine feminines are tasked with doing here. All right. So you're not alone, in case that helps to know. Much love and light. All right. Love and light, Sean. Okay, let me see here. So that's Cyrus. Love and light, Carrie Ann. So please read the description regarding the rules again, because as far as what's next, I can't say yes or no to that without sounding like an ass. So, um, it's a free yes or no, you guys, right? To be clear. Um, okay, so I'm gonna move on and then circle back, right? Okay, love and light, you guys. Let's see here, Devin. If everyone's avoiding eye contact with you, it's probably because you're not on their frequency and they're not on yours, and that's okay. We got the happiest card in the deck come out for you, Devin. All right. And it's also meaning a big, fat, ginormous yes. All right. There's even a yes at the bottom, talking about on the other side of some growth in perception, right? On the other side of perhaps, working on your communication style, right? If you want to be perhaps witty or funny, all right, you wouldn't want to necessarily insist that someone, like, imagine if like you even went to a comedy club, right, and it's like already understood that like somebody is going to go onto the stage or be handed a microphone, and we're going to be expected to listen, and it should be funny. Imagine even in that kind of setting where it's like literally it's all set up, it should be easy, right? Imagine if the comedian gets on the stage or grab the microphone and they go, I swear to God, if you don't listen to me right now, you better fucking listen up, because I'm going to make you laugh. I feel like even at that point, even though you got everybody's attention, not everybody's necessarily in that room going yet. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's like there's something maybe perhaps regarding the delivery and or the expectation of the way that whatever you're doing or your existence or your gaze should mean, right? Maybe there is some, like fear of rejection already infused into your presence, into your interaction, that people are unknowingly even picking up on, because again, it's really talking about a vibrational frequency. That's why I say they maybe are unknowingly picking up on it. And for whatever reason, it's just because, you know what, I'm like that way. If I even like understand that there's like a lower density approaching, right? Whether it's just a simple attachment or a full on like overtaking of the vessel approaching, right? I damn sure am not going, let me see, and stare into your eye gate. Also, you should be protective of your eye gate. Maybe your guides are compelling these people to not look up because you would just lovingly gaze into them, making your eye gate vulnerable unknowingly. Okay, so you got to ask these other kinds of questions when you're like faced with these same themes. Okay, sometimes it's because people can feel your energy, they can feel you've been making some changes, moving and a shaking and some growing and a glowing, because this life is far more spiritual. You're glowing, literally, it's a thing, at a brighter capacity in the spirit realm. So people can't necessarily burn themselves up inside of your light real hard and fast for no reason. That's often why it takes people that are chosen, people that are of the light, however you want to say, God's children, right? However you want to say it, right? This is why often we're not out there dating like many masses of other people. We can't, okay? Because again, it's kind of giving moth to a flame situation. People can want us, right? People can want to even befriend us. Can they handle the consistency? No, usually not. Not to word curse. It's just, it's been my experience. And I mean, you guys are here because we're all connected. So I'm sure you can at least empathize, right? That can be a thing, and it can be very real for a lot of people. Not just one, not just me. I'm not projecting that on anybody, but I'm so serious. All right. So, at the end of the day, this is why we talk about self love, all right, being our lifestyle, so that we remain built up to understand, oh, that's them, that's not me, that's a them problem. Like, and also so that you love yourself enough to know, I don't need to look into anybody. I don't. I don't even care if it's in a child vessel. I've experienced it all. I'm so serious. All right. And it's not like, to be clear, I don't hate children, okay? Um, but you just, when you start focusing on yourself, your energy, the way that you are backed by divinity, the way that you are loved by divinity, and because of all of that, the way you should be loving you in all ways, right? Seriously, you guys, I know it's a lot to wrap your head around because you're not taught this since you've been birthed into this realm, right? I get it. But at the same time, you are like capable, and I know you are. You found the channel of getting this and taking it and running with it, so that you don't even give a rat's ass who didn't look you in their eyes, or excuse me, in your eyes. You're either knowing that's not about me, or you're calling judgment. It has nothing to do with retaliation. It has everything to do with petitions and spirit, perhaps, right? But you don't any longer have the need, or the like eager desire to get that gratification. Oh, finally somebody looked at me. No, you look at yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror. You look at yourself through the storefront windows. You look at yourself spiritually through your third eye, and you love and you celebrate and you heal, you befriend, you reinvigorate, right? You do you. All right. Next thing you know, when you start to really looking around, you'll only eventually, not necessarily overnight, see those who see you too, who love you too. And it's because of the after effect. I mean, this is the prerequisite of you living out a fullness of a lifestyle that has everything to do with self love and self care. That's the cheat code. I mean, that's just it. All right. And that's for anyone who can make sense of that. All right. But long story short, you know, it's what you, it is what you make of it here, honey bun. Okay. And as far as attractive, I mean, what kind of attractive are you talking? Just on the outside? I mean, because so what of it? Your vessel can be smashed up in a car accident real quick, and then what? Oh, gotta go, honey. You no longer have a left foot, right? Like what? you know. So you gotta be mindful. Like, okay, you can't pick somebody out of the crowd and say, I want you to look at me because you're the most attractive in the crowd, and expect that to be enough for them to be like, oh, hubba hubba, you're looking at me and I give a fuck, right? Like, because I mean, I don't know, maybe it's that kind of approach too, you're saying about attractive women. You should only be saying about people in general that should be like around you, looking at you, right? Not even just what you want to look at and what you want to see looking at you. You have to question, like, why are you going so hard about that kind of thing? And then knowing on the back end that you don't know the last time you looked at yourself, and then also like did so lovingly. So on the other side, just tweaking some of those to-do list items, right? You're gonna get where you're heading, but take notes so that you progress all the more faster. Who wants to wait any longer, right? Kind of thing. So all right. um let's see here. So Sean, okay, are you going to see us as, are you going to see us face to face? Okay. Oh, that's a yes. So apparently there is balance on the other side of some speaking up, or balance on the other side of some confrontation. Maybe about lies, deception. Yeah, I'm seeing whatever it is that you want out of that meeting, you get. That's wish fulfillment. Long story short, Sean, as it should be. All right. You're very welcome, Devin. Much love and light. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so that was Sean. And you're very welcome, Osiris, if I didn't say that already, babe. So sorry, I'm not really like always caught up with the box, you guys, forgive me. All right, so is Pumpkin going to avoid calcifer? Ooh. Okay, let me see here. It's too many. Oh, we got a very victorious yes. That's literally the victory card. All right, 6 of Wands. Yeah, and so if you're waiting on communication, it's incoming about that. But either way, it's giving that will be the communication is victory, right? That's great. Okay, that's what I have for Pumpkin. I mean, for Eat Me for Pumpkin. So Chrisanne, excuse me, I'm saying Chrisanne. It's Carrie Ann. Okay. Hi. So the situation is I had explained to you to please again check the rules because you're not following them. I also had explained that if I answer your question with a yes or a no, I would be the one kind of sounding like an ass, and I didn't want to do that. So I guess maybe you had missed that part. So if you could go on ahead and do that, that'd be great. And I promise you, the bell will again ring. I'm going to go ahead and start today's session because this message is for you as well. All right, as well as everyone else. All right, it's our Sunday self-care, collective self-care Sunday message. All right, and we're going to talk about it. All right, you guys. Yesterday, I picked up a cutesy deck, and we're going to use it on the channel, of course, and this is kind of what led to the title today as well, so you'll see in a moment. But firstly, I do want to let you guys know that I didn't plan to talk about this card. This card comes from the deck called Sleep Tight, okay? And I did see that it was on Amazon. I think it's more for like a certain kind of niche situation, but this card in particular out of this deck, all right, long story short, was gifted to me by a very beautiful starseed angel, all right, many moon cycles ago, all right, a few back, okay? And there could be some significance to moon energy. I'm not going to release her name. I just want to be protective. But her name does connect back to moon energy, long story short. So that could be of some significance. Or you may just maybe love the moon, all right? Doesn't have to be the case. But, well, not that you should be hating the moon, right? Like, but you know what I'm saying. So, and long story short, I was in a major part of, um, how do I want to say this? My daughter's like, don't say transition. I'm always saying transition. Um, and my daughter is of the LGBTQ plus community, and she's like, you can't you can't say that word for what I mean it for. So I'm like trying to think of another word. But I just mean like I was in a phase where, I mean, I was expected to travel. So I was making physical movement and physical changes. Okay, I was making um, like location and relocation changes in multiples. Okay, I was sacrificing. I was giving, gifting, and serving. Right, and long story short, you know, this issue's not for the faint of heart. Okay, you can't be weak-minded. You can't be spiritually weak, and also lay claim to much success. All right. Not that it's a contest and not that I'm bragging because I damn sure am not, to be clear. Okay. But this beautiful starseed angel, who I actually have yet to, like in person, physically meet, or even speak to. This was gifted through her mother. She's that young, okay. But I thought, wow, She handpicked my understanding this card for me, and I'm going to share it with you because, again, of course, sharing is caring, and again, of course, we are connected, right? So it makes sense that I should, but I need you to know that the reason really why I'm sharing this on this particular day through this session, and irregardless of when you find this message is timeless, to be clear, as well as a general collective message. So, take what resonates and allow for it to heal you. Okay, that's really the intent. But so the mother of this child wanted me to know that this particular, that one of their children had hand selected this particular card for me. I was purchasing something off of Facebook Marketplace at the time, and this is how we had our meetup. And so today, okay, I mean, I'm filming this July 20th in the year 2025. On this day, Spirit asked me to share this card. I don't know that I've previously done so. If I did, I don't recall, okay? But I'm going to do it today. And this card touched me to tears, okay? Because at the time, man, if I'm being honest, I was really raw. Like I had you know what, the best way I can kind of like artfully describe it, in energy, to be clear, not physicality. But in the first Matrix movie, where Neo like has that scene where he like physically unplugs from the Matrix kind of thing, and it's like that shit hurt, right? Like each like cord that he had to like rip out, and then remember, I don't know if you guys recall, there was always one like at the back of the neck kind of thing, right? And so, like, I kind of liken that to aspects of the Dark Night of the Soul, if I do say so myself, like art imitating reality kind of thing. And I was definitely well underway, one of those heavier legs of just that, the Dark Night of the Soul. And so this card says, believe in tomorrow. And I'm trying not to cry even now because it was such healing medicine. And I really hope that it is at least just as much that for you as well. Okay. And this card says, when the day is over, it is over. Let bygones be bygones. Regardless of what happened, you can assume that tomorrow is going to be a good day. Don't start building up tomorrow in your head. Don't worry about it yet. Okay? Breathe in peace and say to yourself, tomorrow will be a good day. Okay, so for whoever that's for, you can't give up. There's too many divine eyes on you, spiritually backing you, assisting you. Okay, whether you call them angels, ancestors, star seeds, spirit babies, or not, right? You really do have the right. It's part of your birthright, quite frankly, to believe, and especially in your tomorrow. All right. And as far as, oracle cards can be a little bit limiting. I didn't write them. So it says, don't start building up tomorrow in your head. Don't worry about it yet. Don't worry about it at all. You just got to show up and be as positive as you possibly can. And I get that. From one moment to the next might look different in your positivity levels, right? Not that I'm here to word curse you on that one. I'm just saying I can understand, and on personal note, a very personal note, I can relate to that, and you're not alone. And this too really shall pass, and you really are divinely guided, inspired, protected, and loved. Okay. Um, and in fact, the divine want you to know today you're one in a million, baby. Whether you eat burgers or not, right? Some of us, we got that protein, we got the veggie burger going. And speaking of tomorrow, well, hell, even today, it's a great day to have a cheerific day, right? Maybe with a lot more cheer than you had even planned. And you know how you can easily do that? Just start smiling. And you know what? I'll challenge you. I'll even raise the bar. Just start laughing. It works. All right. It's a vibe. So let's get to your message. Let's talk about it, shall we? All right. So whoever I'm speaking to in current energies, all right, this is you. You're fearing and or beating yourself up, perhaps. I hope not. That's why we're talking about it, because to be clear, that's not on the menu, right? About some sort of mistake or mistakes, okay, that you made All right. And it's like the divine want you to know, well, when you learn and grow your soul, you don't know everything always and in always. So what are you talking about? How could you make a mistake to the point of utter and sheer detriment? As if there's just a period on the end of that, and well, you've got to wait. Well, okay, so you're only 23. Well, you got to wait out the next 47.9 years before you can, start over and have another incarnation. So just sit here with this period stamped here and just wait it out. Like, really? Because that's not life. That's also not divine agenda. Okay? The divine agenda was allowing you to learn and grow your soul. So what are you saying here now? Because either this is a problem and a mistake, or it's not. Well, the choice is yours to choose how you live out. Are you putting a period there, sir? And it's just 49.7 years? You're just going to sit there, like, staring at what? You know? That's not the high vibes choice, and it's also not divine strategy. So if you believe you're here and hello, hi, I mean, I see you seeing me, right? Okay, check, right? So if you're here and is, right? You're here with purpose. What kind of purpose? To sit there with the period at the end and wait out? I feel like that'd be like the divine playing dummy games. And man, that's the crappiest. How that might take the cake as far as dummy prizes. Just sitting there with the period? Like, really? And divine said that's what you got to do, but you're on the good side of karma. See, you might have to tweak that part. See, you are on the good side of karma. Yeah, the good side. Yeah, in spite of the mistake, because while you were mistaken, you were learning and growing your soul according to divine right, rule, and agenda and strategy. Where is the problem? Oh my goodness, we can't still be talking about this on Sunday, right? On a self-care day, right? You have nothing to lose. Oh, is that the scary part? Because you got used to losing everything. So then when it comes to nothing, that's the risk. It's like, well, what if I got nothing? Okay, let's use some logic here. Step it back a bit. Take the emotion out of it. And what did we just say there? We said, what was it? You have nothing to lose. Oh, and that was, yes, now you're at the right frequency. You got nothing to lose. The other one, that was somewhere in between some other, we don't even need to go back there or try to find it again, right? Because you have nothing to lose. I love that about you, all right? This thing you've been thinking about for a long time, somebody needs to just go for it. What would you do if you knew you had nothing to lose? Oh, good news. What was it? You have nothing to lose. What will you do? Choice is yours. You don't have to put the period there. Okay. Here's the sitch. You going for it and then learning and growing your soul, whatever that is, better than 49 point whatever the hell years later, you going, what if? I'm so serious. Because at that moment, when you go, what if, you realize I went against divine right, role, and strategy. You realize, oh, karmically, that's going to hurt. Still going to be loved. It's going to hurt, though. Just, haven't you had enough pain? Also, remember, if nothing else, okay? I mean, seriously, if nothing else, you have nothing to lose. They make cards about it. You can read it. I'll wait. Okay? So now that we've got your crown straightened on, we can talk about the other cord, if you will. Anxiety, attachment, attachment, attachment. Anxiety attachment, perhaps? Gosh, and there are many forms and many variabilities as to how that presents. I see. That could be simultaneously, if you're not watching, meaning that there are a myriad of ways you're self-sabotaging. Some of you are so masked up, you've masked yourselves for you, and it's giving, you got to take a closer look at that. Away from the mask, yes. Put it down, right? and just do you. Oh, but see, when you do that, you can't see you clearly. Oh, fix it. Okay, you've got to get into the focus. Now, anxiety might be something as to why you can't feel, that you can fix it easily. Good thing here, feelings can lie, right? Like, haven't you felt last Thursday that, like, nobody actually loved you, and, like, the whole time you're very much loved? Okay, so it's okay, all right, that you've identified you feel something is not doable, right? Here's the cinch. You got to get through the feeling to the point where you understand that the feeling is simply and solely valid. I'm not here to say your feelings are never valid. I'm not here to even suggest that they sometimes are not valid. What I mean to say is, on the other side of you stepping out of some of that emotionality, infusing a little bit of logic and a lot of magic, perhaps. No, let me stop. But you really just coming to terms with what really it is so that you understand what to make of it. Yeah, you're not ruled by anxiety and or attachment on the other side of that. So keep going. All right, the numbers 5, 18, and or 9 could be of some significance. All right, look up those angel numbers, would ya? They really help round out the message. I'm so serious. Okay, so again, you know, just like that proverbial period we keep talking about, you can't talk about anxiety and attachment and put the period there and talk about, well, that's just the way I am. Well, then that's just the way you'll live, honey. Now what? Don't you love it? No, that's why you're still here. So fix it, right? Because you can. That's why we talk about it. It's not a setup for failure. All right. Now I do have, you know what? We did talk about the moon. There is some heavy significance to the moon. I'm not exactly sure the phase of the cycle that we're currently in. Maybe that is of some significance, right? Maybe your name also does connect to moon goddess energy as well. And or you just consider yourselves one of them, okay? 7 is another number as well as 52 that's come out for you. You really want to look at those angel numbers, you guys. I am not joking, to be clear, okay? Now, this card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view, your higher selves, okay? So let me just, you gotta trust your intuition here, honey bun. You're blessed with the ability to connect, all right? Now is the perfect time to actually open up, and there is heavy portal energy. Hello, planetary alignment and all of that jazz, okay? So you don't want to let these energies pass you by when you're, again, on the good side of karma and you've got nothing to lose. Remember, that was you the whole time, remember? So you can live like it, you can believe like it, okay? You can use this portal energy to manifest like it. So serious, all right? Get ready because this energy is ushering into you some form of divine and amazing inspiration. Okay, so whatever you've been mulling over, you know you've got to do, you know you got to let go. All right, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. And that's okay because you're right on time. Maybe there's some significance in time. You feel like, oh man, I missed the window. Time is not a thing for me. Yeah, time is not a restriction for you unless you make that be a restriction, unless you believe that over any possibility of any miracle, right? I mean, that's literally the long and short of it, okay? Some of you are being guided to speak a little bit differently, act a little bit differently, okay? Um, you are of a pure heart, yes, but your happiness is being stagnated by your lack of going within to face and understand the pain. You know, we get taught even in other aspects of communities here, right? Like Western medicine comes to mind. It's like, you've got pain, we've got to immediately stop the pain, right? Like, it's like, oh, you've got fever, we've got to immediately stop the fever. And it's like, the thing is, the pain is an assistant to some degree. I didn't say it was pleasant, fun, or that I love it, right? But, right? Sometimes you need the pain to figure out, oh, what the fuck, right? Like, this is got, that's a thing. What is going on? It's an assistant to help you figure out, like, hey, something's yucky there, right? Or whatever you got going on, or something's broken there, right? Like, shit, man. I couldn't see it because it was still under the skin, but that bone snapped, kind of thing, right? It's not like you break an arm and you literally always see, the bone snapping through, right? So how would you know? Okay, without an x-ray machine right there, that you necessarily broke something, okay, if you never even had a pain indicator. Go figure, you might be still trying to use the arm, right? um, so pain has its purpose, right? But there's some aspects of pain that you've been unwilling, I'm hearing to say, you've been unwilling. Maybe you know it's there and you go, yeah, not now, not yet, not ready, not ready, not ready, not ready. You've got to make yourself ready. There's no being ready. You always have to make yourself ready. Like you always have to like prepare, whether mentally, whether intentionally, right? Whether physically, right? You always have to co-create this experience. But that also means simultaneously that there is no severability between you and divinity, which is a major perk, if I do say so myself. Right? So it is what you make of it, but what you can't do here is nothing. Even if you're doing nothing, you're co-creating an experience of stagnancy, of lack, of loneliness, of the dull variety. Ugh, I don't personally dig that one, but you could if you act like it and live like it and believe like it and talk like it. So it's kind of all connected there. And somebody here is resisting change. All right. And here's a sitch. They make cards about it. Please, I'm just the messenger, right? It can lead to illness. I don't want to project that onto you. I also don't want you ill. I don't want you sick. I don't want you in pain. On the other side of facing pain, more often than not, there's a release of said pain. More often than not, there is a dissipation of said pain. Okay. Now, I'm not unmindful that there are some pains that you're gonna look at again. Trust me, I get it on a very personal note. However, once you start taking the stigma out of pain, meaning bad, meaning punishment, you can live with pain a lot easier. Not that you should be living with it. Do you see what I'm saying here? I'm speaking in code, all right? I'm speaking all around. It's a little bit of a dance, but the message stands, okay? Whoever that's for, you're going to get it, all right? Embrace the changes in your life, release what you no longer need, and welcome the seeds of new experience, new change, new peace. Allow for the door to be open. The door exists today, specifically July 20th, 2025, to be clear. All right. I love this card when it came out. Well, it says, to be sure of the road, close your eyes and walk in the dark. Somebody could be of LGBTQ plus community as well. Came out already, and now I'm looking at this rainbow energy. Doesn't have to be the case because rainbow energy also refracts back to aspects of promise born out of divinity. I'll say it that way. Spiritually closing your eyes permits heaven to enact the most wonderful guidance in your life. Say the prayer, open a new road to me today, and expect the unexpected. When it appears, accept the gift. So, I mean, I really want to highlight the X, right? X, people pleasing, people pleasers. Unite here, okay? Please and thank you. And please and thank you. Understand that you are to accept this gift when it comes, the gift of peace, the gift of change, the gift of new, the gift of opportunity. All right. No longer resist talking about, no, it's fine because others have greater need. Oh, it shouldn't be me just yet because, I wasn't all the way ready. Because no, you are worthy now. You exist now. So too late. How are you going to exist and still call yourselves half-assed at this point, knowing you are definitely connected when you refract yourselves back, even energetically, to source, the creator of the all in all? How would you talk trash about that? You, them, he. Why would you do that now that you know that that's what anyone's doing if and when they're thinking that way and talking that way about themselves? You thought it was just about you here? You're here as part of divine right rule strategy. The divine is the ultimate strategist. You thought that strategy was just something like the epitome of, wow, I walked myself from the bed to the bathroom in time. Whoop-de-freaking-do. This is big stuff. You are nothing small here. Please act like it, talk like it, so that you live like it, all right? And so that you stop blaming God for the very stagnancy that you are creating at times, okay? That's for someone. Just accept the gift. That's for all, right? Uh, could be raining where you're at. Could be raining during this message. Doesn't have to be the case. But I saw with my spiritual eye the word rain out of this pain. You could feel like you know, you would if you are familiar with the Christianity faith, familiar with the Bible as it were, there is a character in there by the name of Job who went through hell. All right. Um, you could resonate with that particular character that's coming through as well. But pain here, as the card indicates in this, there's another 25 here. I thought we had another one previously. Forgive me if that wasn't the case. It's not like I sit here and remember all of the stuff that I'm addressing. But anyways, that reduces down to a 7. I know we did talk about 5s. I'm not sure if we talked about 7s. 7s talk about closing out cycles and incoming rewards. This is what I mean when I say, look up those angel numbers, would ya? They really help round out the message. They give you the confirmation that maybe you're looking for, right? The pain is a touchstone of spiritual progress, and this is exactly part of the course of, your ascension. You didn't get here to New Earth energy. You didn't get here to New Earth consciousness without doing the work. You don't get to do nothing. Even when you're doing nothing, you're doing so much. You are too much to do literally nothing. Even though you're resting your head, right? Even though you're not speaking, you're not physically moving perhaps, you are still doing so much. Because again, you refract back onto source. And you're co-creating experience after experience. All right? So follow your pain as if it were a candle in the night, leading you to a place of decision. Clear choices can often heal your pain because they release your conflicts. So, if you have been from doctor to doctor, you've been doing your own WebMD diagnoses, and you're just like, I can't figure this out. They're just like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, we've tried this medicine, then you've got to really understand that the real red flag here is you not going in to figure out, to face yourself, to unmask, to be clear in communication with self about what all is going on. And in order to be in clear communication with self, you've got to talk to your body. Go figure. You've got to talk to your mind and heart space. You've got to talk to your inner child. You've got to talk to your inner masculine and inner feminine, irregardless of your meat suit. You better be talking to everybody, baby, because you're all of that and a bag of chips and so much more, okay? To be clear. Even when you're talking about the body, you know how many bodies you got? There's the chakra system, There's the auric field, There's the emotional body, yeah. And then there's the physical body, right? Like, check it all out and love it. Heal. Make the decision. Time is now. Portal energy is ready. The door exists. Will you allow for it to open? So the bell has rung, and we're going to take a couple more questions, and then we're going to close out the session. All right, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, sticking with your girl. I hope this is hitting somebody. I hope this is healing somebody. All right. Much love and light, you guys. I really appreciate you hopping on. Doesn't really work so well without you. And these messages are for you. All right. So hopefully you are chewing them up and not spitting them out, right? Take it all in. All right. Love and light, Mariana. Love and light, YSO4. Okay, let's see about Mr. Soto. So you're going to get a passionate reach out, all right? This person is going to fight for you for a new path, all right? This person is definitely passionate, and there is heart space energy for you. They do see you as the catch, the one with the Nine of Pentacles and the I almost said superstar, my goodness. Okay. And you could know this because you were coming out with the Empress and Queen of Cups energy as quite intuitive yourself. All right, so don't stop trusting that intuition now, babe. All right, love and light to you and Mr. Soto. All right. Oh, you have a 9-day pet sitting with a cat, Amy. Ooh, always in an adventure. Love that about you. All right, you guys, if we have no more questions for this round, that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and close out the session. And we're going to talk about forgiveness, all right? Here's a sitch. You're very welcome, YSO4. Love and light. Here's the sitch. We're going to say God because it's on this card, right? But I need you to know we're talking source, okay? Long story short, all right? But forgiveness means more to God than sacrifice, okay? And there's a very divine 12 reducing to an even more diviner, if I say so myself, type of number, angelic code, excuse me, of that of number 3, which does speak to divinity, and it does speak to divine communication as well, okay? But forgiveness means more to God than sacrifice, the card states, and on the back, forgive one person today. Open your heart to that person and release unnecessary suffering from the past. Feel the peace that follows from this simple act, okay? And so, you know, maybe somebody here is having some like bubble guts and diarrhea, right, on the strength of not doing something like that, right? This is why we're saying forgiveness is for ourselves. Because what if, right, let's just take that last example off the table and start up a new one. This is a generic situation, okay? Here goes Joe, right? And Joe's all like, I gotta freaking forgive because Trisha freaking, you know, did blah, blah, blah. Who cares what it is, right? And I'm very upset about it. It was very offensive, right, of Trisha to do that, you know. And it's like, long story short, Joe is like sharding on himself and stuff, and it's like he's like not even able to eat, so he's like confused, like, how am I actually sharding this hard, like, kind of stuff, right? And it's like, dang, what you got going on there, Joe, right? And basically, what Joe in this particular example, I'm sorry if there's somebody on the live named Joe at the moment. It's not you, boo. Okay, I'm so serious, right? This is uh, generic Joe, to Mr. Generic, right? But anyways, so Joe could like instead just forgive, right? Because Trisha has no idea. Like Trisha's like, Joe who? Generic. Like, I don't. I know him from where? SoCal. Like, right, you know, like, question mark, I don't know. Right? And so Joe could have just freed himself up and just like actually ate and slept instead of, you know, sitting to sleep on that porcelain throne kind of thing, by forgiving Trisha, who had no freaking clue that she even like stepped on the man's foot, you know, or whatever it was, right? Just saying, okay? And even if Trisha knew every bit of what offense she pulled, so what if it free yourself, right? So you can get on to sleeping because, you know, when that next lover comes and it's actual love, you're going to be doing a lot. You're going to need all of that stamina. You can't be wasting it on bubble guts and shards, right? Just saying, Joe, or anybody. But yes, release here, you guys. Release. And some of you do need to have a good cry. All right. Grief is a doorway to your deepest self, right? Some of you need to unmask, like we talked about earlier, but that's going to be also your undoing. Usually, in the moments, in the throes of being undone, okay, you are literally ugly crying. So, to be clear, if that's you, don't think it's something freaky about yourself. That's actually probably like the most normal aspect about you. No, let me stop. Oh my goodness. But anyways, um, so let's see what this guidance is looking to come your way. Okay, so for someone here, wow, wow. All right, let me get this out first. Hold on. Okay, so long story short, general collective, right? We've got this guidance card coming out, and it says, ask for guidance, the divine will meet your every need, right? On the other side of that was the self-love and patience cards. Could be some significance to beach energy. You could be a water placement. There could be some significance to that of an owl. All right. You could be learning in current energies about some spiritual aspects of your path, your existence, your purpose, right? Um, some of you are trying to find out why things, people, places aren't coming in yet, kind of thing. The guidance here is to continue on the path of self love as well as self acceptance, because they are the ultimate acts of self care, and they also assist you with bringing in, kind of like how I was talking to Devin earlier, who is supposed to be around, right? Bringing in who actually has the capacity and the willingness to choose to love you, to befriend you, to be trustworthy, um, partners in life. Okay, however that means, looks, or sounds, right? And long story short, simultaneously using some of these same cards, I'm getting some energy that goes like this. Someone here out of the collective, okay, and you will know if this resonates, almost feels like giving up in love. You're just like, okay, I have been positive. I have been the one to actually like lead by example. I have been the one to assist others when I really didn't even know how I was being assisted. I have put my faith in this. I have put my trust in this. I have made changes. I have sacrificed for this, right? And you have been seeing like freaking Five of Cups, or excuse me, I'm saying Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles energy, which either way, Cups or Pentacles is no bueno, nothing good. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to sign up for it, kind of thing, right? And it feels like it's bad, right? Like it's like, okay, I lost out on this. And what you're fearing that you lost out on is some emperor here, okay? Whether guy, girl, what have you, this person could be, a little bit more up in age than you, so a little older than you. There could be some significance to um, Aries placements as well. Um, there could be some significance to Taurus and Sagittarius placements as well, I'm hearing, right? Whether on the party or this person, for whoever this resonates for, you've been watching their social media and you're seeing that everything kind of stands the way that you last knew it, right? And the way that you last knew it was giving the Tower and the, oh, yep, oh, you know what's crazy? This is the Three of Swords card, right? Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Two of Swords. Wow. Because I saw it go from the 4 to the 3, and it's literally the 2 the whole time. So that tells me on the other side of this walled up energy, because this person seems to be like not not trying to even necessarily present themselves as even energetically available, if that makes sense. Like this person could be actually literally protecting their energy. So like for instance, no one can read it. If they know that you do divination or allow divination to be an assistant type of tool for you, they could have walled up their energy to some degree, or that's their intent, or at least specifically from you. You could have noticed that on social media, like you're blocked kind of thing. You've got to, and still, I do see aspects of like online voyeurism here. Whether on the part of simply you, collective member, and or both sides, all right? And the strength card is coming out. This is Leo, asking you to, it's giving not hold on a little longer in the sense of holding your breath and literally freaking holding on. Because again, you're supposed to be free doing you. How would you energetically align with an experience, a timeline, a lover, where you're actually actively being loved and you are actually actively loving inside of balance, not outside of it, right? And it still be a thing that you should hold your breath, put yourself in a box, right? Put yourself under a rock and wait and wait and wait for this individual. That doesn't make any energetic sense, because whoever I'm speaking to, when you are chasing versus attracting. And when you are attracting, you are living your best life. You are loving you. You are making choices about you, your highest and greatest good. And not in the sense of, okay, now I'm the narcissist. No, you could never be what you aren't, right? Hello, right? So there's that, to be clear. But this offer is coming. It's not coming overnight. You've already understood that part, right? You're going to get the apology. Could be some significance to Asian American and or Afro American. Maybe one person is lighter in complexion than that of the other, right? But really, long and the short of it here, I mean, if the justice wasn't enough for you, babe, and I got that. I got that for you, right? There's the justice. I mean, I know you can't see it in your world right now. It's hidden behind the moon energy, but we're talking about it because it's real. And if that wasn't enough, justice in what? Love and the new beginning, the new path. All right. So this person, when they come back around, they're going to actually love you in a an equal measure and capacity. What you're to be doing right now is understanding how to love yourself always and always inside of balance, so that when this person comes back around, you're not the reason why it's off kilter. Long story short. All right. So that's for somebody. All right. Patience. Okay. Self love. This is par for the course of your lifestyle, and that is your guidance for somebody, to be clear. Now, Self Care Sunday, we're just going to take a little gander at some things that can get our mojo going, whether we got to speed it up or slow it down. All right. First card out of the Self Care deck, movement. Okay, so move that body, stretch it. All right. Lengthen and strengthen comes to mind. Okay. Now, I'm not a doctor, but maybe you know of one you should see, right? If you know that you have had the inkling to do this, then this is your confirmation. This is not a doom and gloom message saying, oh, somebody's sick. We're not talking about that. You don't even have to be sick to get a checkup. So there's that. Haha. Don't claim sickness, to be clear, right? Take a walk, though, is really great advice. Anyone should be trying to at least be willing to sign themselves up for this one. Whether you got a wheelchair, whether you walk or not, okay? The idea is to get outside, not run a marathon. It says take a walk, all right? You can sit as many times as you like on that walk if you gotta, all right? Just get outside. Make the intent to connect with nature. All right. You can even do that through the car if that's the best way possible for you. I did it myself yesterday. I really appreciate those trees. Clear your energy field. And we talked about that at the beginning. Those that know, know. All right. Those that don't, if this is something that you're saying, I'm pretty sure I need to know about, scroll back then, right at the beginning of this actual video, if you can believe that. So serious. Okay. Some of y'all need to get some. Okay. Hey, as long as you're doing it with another consenting individual, as long as you're doing it with someone who has been approved spiritually, long story short, because you ain't casting pearls nowhere, all right? Y'all can watch a movie too, or somebody here. Really, it's really for real high time right now that you clean your space, okay? Um, it's like somebody, it's giving the energy of somebody done missed their spring cleaning. And now that it's really, not, it's about to not be, no, we have the summer solstice, right? I'm like, where am I really? Sorry, forgive me for that one. So clean your space, all right? Clean your mental, clean your heart space, clean your chakras, all right? As you should. Why? Because it's par for the course of living a lifestyle called self-love. So serious, all right? I love you guys. If this is where I leave you, have a phenomenal day and week, as it were. And thanks for popping on. Thanks for hopping on after the fact. If you are watching this after the live stream, and you really, really, really want to support your girl, let me know by putting a green heart in the comments. All right. And I'll see you. Okay. And either way, you guys, much love and light. I appreciate you. And thanks for not giving up. Right. Not really on the option, not really on the menu anyway. All right, let me see here. Mariana. Okay. Ooh. All right, so I don't know, Mariana, if you're waiting for some form of specific, particular good news, right? Like many people, usually in this type of energy, they're waiting for like some sort of like financial breakthrough or love connectionship type of breakthrough. Okay, I don't see that the time frame you're looking at is going to be what you can wholeheartedly expect. Okay, as far as your desired outcome or expectation. I'm also seeing that, with the Page of Swords coming out, I mean, I almost got a paper cut. It whipped out of the deck so fast. I was like, what the hell? Indicating no. And I'm not going to lie to you, Justice was at the bottom of the deck at the time, and I asked, okay, was that the case? Was that the card that's part and parcel of your message for today? And I get two more no cards, right? And those particular no cards are both the Moon and the Hangman energies, and that at that time placed the bottom of the deck card to another no card indicating Five of Cups, leading to the Strength card, leading to the only yes card we got here, which is the Page of Pentacles. And we know pages don't really come in too fast. Seems like the Pentacles ones are the slowest, right, out of all the suits of pages, right, that you could get. And long story short, I'm just seeing a heavy theme here about like you need patience. The message, the outcome is going to be delayed unless and until you deal with some of these self-limiting beliefs. All right, and this is not me. To be clear, I'm literally reading the cards, okay, and I'm not coming for you, babe. I'm loving and lighting you though, okay. And I'm not judging, so please don't feel offended. But please feel inspired to take action to do something else, right? Like, you have this level of intuition, but yet the anxiety. It's kind of like, today's message. Definitely, you could get something out of. I hope you were listening. I hope you will, right? That's not me trying to bully you. I'm loving and lighting you, to be clear, because I really wholeheartedly believe it will help you. Okay, especially with me looking at these cards and the guidance to be walk away from this type of mindset, this type of lack mindset, right? And utilize your strength to do it because you can. And then on the other side of that, you get the expectation. So, long story short, this justice is still in the energy. I would claim it if I were you. Maybe that's why it was still there, so that you could make the choice to do that. And that's the first step in actually kind of retraining your brain outside of the lack mentality, which stagnates and delays what your breakthrough ultimately, most assuredly, is for you. Okay, it's kind of like how I've been saying throughout today's message alone. We're here to do the work. Even when we're doing nothing, we're still actively co-creating the experience. And if you're here saying, I really hate this experience, then you've got to take a look at some of the things that you have been doing and or have not been doing. Some of the things you've been thinking or and or have not been thinking, and make changes accordingly. And that's each and every one of us. So please don't feel called out. All right. Much love and light for you, babe. And I know you can do it because at the bottom of the deck is a Queen of Swords now. So Spirit's even saying, yes, you can, Mariana. Yes, you can. All right. And you know what? If I were you, I would show and prove, and I would make the changes so that by the end of August, irregardless of what today's answer officially was about that month, you've got testimony to tell, whether you want to share it, whether you should or not. All right. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hopping on. If I skipped over anyone, definitely not intentional unless I explained that you were not following the rules and that was the intention. Because on the channel, you got to follow the rules so that you can receive what you came here to receive. All right. It's not even me trying to be on some form of high horse. It's me really being obedient to my own spiritual guidance team. All right. And also, of course, keeping in mind the intent to action out and receive and experience the highest and greatest of all for all of us involved here. All right. So please don't feel bullied, called out, or offended, because if you do, you're blocking your blessings, and this is why we're talking about it. And I don't mind talking about it if it helps you to fix it. Okay, so please fix it. You guys can do it. Okay, just keep going. Thank you for not giving up at this. All right, and please know you're not alone. All right, I'm in the trenches right with you guys, and definitely rooting for you, never against you. Okay, I really love each and every one of you, and thank you for being part and parcel of my own path and journey at this. All right, so let's let's stay amazing. How about that? We deserve to be able to do that much. And the divine has proven, even through this message today alone, yet again, that we are more than capable of living this out. All right. I believe in you, and I trust you to believe in you. Much love and light.